All right, so get ready because today we are going to dive deep into a really interesting business case.
Oh, yeah.
This is Euroland Foods.
I love this one.
Yeah, and they are a European company known for their ice cream,
Mhm.
yogurt, and drinks.
Yeah, you've probably seen them at the supermarket
Yeah,
with that cute little dancing bear mascot for their Raleigh brand ice cream.
exactly the Raleigh brand. And we're going to talk all about that.
Okay.
But behind all those friendly smiles,
Right.
there are some pretty serious business decisions going on.
Oh, yeah, this is a good one.
So what makes this deep dive so interesting?
Well, it really shines a light on a challenge that every business faces,
Okay.
making tough choices.
Huh?
When you have limited resources,
Hmm.
and Euroland Foods
Yeah.
is a perfect example of this.
They're a European company headquartered in Brussels.
Mm-hmm.
They've been a household name since 1949.
Wow.
So they've been around for a while.
Yeah.
They're selling a ton.
Okay.
We're talking 1.6 billion euros worth of goodies.
Wow, that's a lot of goodies.
But
Oh, there's a but.
there's a but. Their sales have been flatlining since 2021.
Oh.
And in a market that's growing by about 5% every year,
Right.
that's not good.
That's not a good sign, no?
It's like they're stuck
Yeah.
while their competitors are sprinting ahead.
Yeah, they're just standing still.
So this brings us to the problem.
Okay.
They have a limited capital budget of 120 million euros for 2024,
Okay.
but they have a mountain of potential investment projects
Mm-hmm.
on the table,
Uh-huh.
totaling over 310 million euros.
So not enough money to go around.
No. So where do you even begin to prioritize when you have new product launches,
Yeah.
geographic expansions,
Mm-hmm.
efficiency improvements, and even environmental concerns
Mm-hmm.
vying for a piece of that pie?
Yeah. Where do you start?
Before we get into the specifics of each project,
Okay.
let's take a look at their financials
All right.
so our listener can understand the context.
Make it.
Exhibits 2 and 3 show us they're carrying a pretty hefty amount of debt.
Yeah.
Their debt-to-equity ratio is 90%.
Okay, so for our listeners who don't speak ratio,
Right.
what does that really mean?
Yeah, a debt-to-equity ratio basically tells us
Yeah.
how much a company relies on borrowed money
Okay.
versus money from its owners,
Gotcha.
and 90% is high,
That's pretty high.
especially compared to their peers.
Yeah, so that's a little bit of a red flag
It is.
for creditors and investors
Yeah.
because it means they have a lot of financial obligations,
Mm.
and that could be dangerous. You know,
Yes.
If interest rates go up or profits take a dip.
So not only are sales stagnant,
Right.
but they're also carrying a ton of debt.
Okay.
No wonder their stock price is down, and analysts are saying sell.
Yeah, and they got some shareholders breathing down their necks, I bet,
They do.
to perform better.
And these shareholders aren't just a nameless group. They have
Right.
different expectations and priorities,
Yeah.
which adds another layer of complexity to this
Mhm.
whole decision.
Yeah, for sure.
For example,
Okay.
the Verdun family founded Euroland,
Mm-hmm.
and they still own 20% of the company.
Okay, so they got a lot of skin in the game.
They do.
Yeah.
And they're focused on the long term.
Long-term growth.
Yeah. And then you have the executives
Right.
who own another 10%.
So their personal wealth is tied to the company.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
Then you have institutional investors
Mm-hmm.
like Venus Asset Management
Okay.
who own a sizable chunk,
Yeah.
12%,
12%, that's a lot.
and they want strong returns.
Of course they want to see that money
Yeah.
coming back to them.
And then there's Banque de Bruges
Okay.
holding 9%,
All right.
who, as a creditor,
Yeah.
are probably more concerned about Euroland's ability to manage all that debt.
Right. They want to make sure they can pay back those loans.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's like a chess game.
Yeah.
With everyone trying to make the right move.
Yeah.
To protect their own interests.
A lot of competing interests.
So we've got the financial pressures.
Yeah.
A complex shareholder landscape.
Uh-huh.
What else does our listener need to know before we dive into these investment proposals?
So to understand how Euroland makes decisions,
Yeah, okay.
we have to talk about what's called a sliding scale of IRR hurdles.
Okay.
IRR stands for internal rate of return.
Okay.
And basically, it measures how profitable a project is.
Okay.
And the hurdle rate is the minimum IRR
Uh-huh.
a project has to meet in order to even be considered.
So they have different hurdle rates for different types of projects
Exactly.
based on the risk.
Right. Higher risk, higher hurdle.
So if you look at Table 1,
Okay.
you can see how they categorize their projects
Right.
and what their hurdle rate is.
Yep, makes sense.
New product launches have the highest hurdle rate
11%.
because they're more uncertain.
Risky?
Market extension projects, like
Yeah.
expanding geographically, come in at 9%. And efficiency projects like upgrading equipment or improving logistics have the lowest hurdle rate at 7%.
Gotcha.
So imagine you're on that management committee.
Yeah.
You're not just looking at the raw numbers.
Right.
You're trying to balance those financial goals with strategic considerations.
Absolutely. You got to think long term.
Like long-term growth versus short-term profits.
Exactly.
And then you've got all these personalities with their own agenda and behind
Trying to
them,
push their own project.
trying to sway the decision in their favor.
It's a mess.
So who are our key players?
Okay, so we've got Marley Verdin,
Yeah.
the PDG,
The CEO.
the CEO.
Yeah.
She wants to see Euroland grow, but she's also cautious.
Yeah, she's probably the voice of reason.
Yeah.
Then there's Trudy Lauf,
Okay.
the finance director.
Well, she's probably focused on that debt.
Yeah, she wants to please those creditors.
Boost that stock price. Get those analysts off their back.
Then we have Heinz Klink,
Okay.
the distribution manager. He's all about efficiency,
Likes to streamline things.
streamlining operations.
Okay.
And then there's Martin Leiden,
Uh-huh.
the production director.
All right, so he's probably got some ideas
Oh, he does?
about how to make things run better.
Yes.
Okay.
He's a tough negotiator.
Oh, boy.
And he's known for his obsession with cost control.
Okay, I can already picture him.
And let's not forget Marco Ponti,
Okay.
the sales director.
Right.
He wants to conquer Europe one yogurt cup at a time.
All right, Mr. Worldwide over here.
And Fabienne Morin,
Okay.
the marketing director.
All right.
She's always got her finger on the pulse of consumer trends
She knows what's up.
and will be pushing for new product launches.
Yeah, got to stay ahead of the curve.
And last but not least,
Okay.
we have Nigel Humboldt,
Right.
the strategic planning manager.
So he's the big picture guy.
He's looking at the big picture,
Yeah.
thinking about how to diversify beyond their core business.
Future-proofing.
Yes.
Okay.
So we have a cast of characters with very diverse backgrounds, priorities, and probably some strong personalities.
That's going to be a good one.
This is shaping up to be quite the boardroom drama.
I can't wait.
Are you ready to dive into those investment proposals and see what they've cooked up?
I'm so ready. Let's do it.
All right.
I'm ready to see how they try to balance their ambitious growth plans with that scary financial situation.
Yeah,
It's going to be interesting.
it is. All right, let's roll up our sleeves and dig into these projects.
All right, let's do it.
First up, we have Project One,
Okay.
the brainchild of Heinz Klink,
Of course it is.
our efficiency expert.
Finish.
He wants to upgrade Euroland's truck fleet.
Okay, so new trucks.
Yeah, he wants to add 200 new, larger refrigerated trucks over the next 2 years
Okay.
and phase out 150 of their older, less fuel-efficient models.
So get rid of the old clunkers, bring in the new shiny ones.
Yes.
Makes sense.
Klink argues that this will lead to significant cost savings on fuel and maintenance
Uh-huh. Less gas, more efficient.
and faster delivery times.
Okay, so win-win, right? There's got to be a catch.
There's a catch.
Okay, what is it?
The internal rate of return, or IRR, for this project is 6.8%,
Okay.
which falls short of their 7% hurdle rate.
For efficiency projects?
Yes.
Okay, so it's not meeting their minimum.
No.
Okay.
You also have to factor in the initial cost of purchasing all those new trucks.
Right, those trucks aren't free.
They're not free.
So some committee members might argue
Yeah.
that this is more about expanding their distribution network
Uh-huh.
than just pure efficiency.
Right.
So they might want to categorize it as a market extension project,
Interesting.
which would mean a higher hurdle rate of 9%.
That's a good point.
It'll be interesting to see how they play that.
Yeah. Okay, let's move on to Project 2.
Okay.
Martin Leiden,
Oh, here we go.
our production guru, is stepping up to the plate
Okay.
with not one, but 2 proposals.
Wow. Okay, Mr. Leiden.
First, he's proposing a brand new production plant in Dijon, France.
Joel.
Dijon, France.
Interesting.
Okay.
So he's arguing that Euroland needs to boost production capacity in their southern region.
Okay.
And Dijon, with its central location, would be ideal for supplying those markets.
So southern France,
Yes.
Switzerland?
Northern Italy.
Oh, wow. Okay, he's thinking big.
He is.
So strategically, this makes sense,
Yeah,
but I'm guessing a new plant doesn't come cheap.
it does not.
All right, what are we talking?
45 million euros,
Oh, wow.
to be exact.
Okay.
But his projections are promising.
Okay, let's hear it.
He's forecasting an IRR of 10.8%
Okay.
over a 10-year period,
All right.
which comfortably exceeds the 9% hurdle rate.
For market extension projects.
Yes.
All right, so he's doing well so far.
He is.
Oh, wait, he's not done yet.
He's not done.
2 proposals.
Yeah, Leiden is also proposing to expand their existing plant in Nuremberg, Germany.
Wow, he's on a roll.
He is on a roll.
Okay, so what's the reasoning behind this one?
So in Project 3, he highlights that the Nuremberg plant
Okay.
is operating at full capacity. Okay, so they can't make any more product.
They can't, which is causing bottlenecks
Yeah.
and making it difficult to keep up with demand.
So they can't make enough to meet the demand.
Exactly.
Right.
And expanding the plant would allow them to ramp up production.
Okay, it seems logical.
Plus, expanding an existing facility
Yeah,
is more cost-effective.
way more cost-effective than building a new plant from scratch.
Yes.
Okay.
This expansion is estimated to cost 15 million euros.
Okay, that's a lot less
A lot less.
than the 45 million.
And the projected IRR is still a very healthy 9.9%.
Okay, still meeting the hurdle rate.
Still meeting the hurdle rate for market extension projects.
So far, so good for Mr. Leiden.
So far, so good.
Okay.
So we've got a potentially strategic but financially questionable truck upgrade.
Right.
And 2 production expansions that seem financially sound.
Okay.
Now let's shift gears to something a bit more delicious.
Oh, I like where this is going.
Project 4 is Fabienne Morin's proposal for a snack food rollout.
Okay, Miss Marketing over here.
Yes, she wants to leverage their excess production capacity in Antwerp
Okay.
to create a line of dried fruits under their popular Raleigh brand.
Dried fruit from an ice cream company.
I know!
Okay.
I can see the marketing angle.
What is it?
Trying to tap into that health-conscious consumer base.
Okay, but I'm not sure everyone associates dried fruit
Right.
with a brand that's known for sugary treats.
Exactly. But she believes they can leverage their existing distribution network to
Okay.
make this a success.
To use what they already have.
Yeah.
Okay.
The initial investment is 27 million euros.
Okay.
And she is projecting a 12.5% IRR,
Okay.
which surpasses the 11% hurdle rate for new product launches.
So financially, it looks good.
Yes.
But with any new product, there's always that uncertainty.
Always.
Will it be a hit or a flop?
Exactly. All right, back to Leiden
He's back.
for Project 5.
Number 5.
He's back with another production-focused proposal.
This guy.
This time it's modernizing their older plants. He's proposing to automate production lines in 6 of their facilities.
Okay, I see what he's doing.
What's he doing?
So improve speed and efficiency,
Yes.
reduce delays,
Yes.
reduce those costs.
Yes.
But also, he's highlighting safety benefits.
Yes. Worker safety.
Reduced workplace accidents.
Yes, which have been a significant cost factor in these older plants.
So 2 birds, 1 stone?
Exactly.
Smart.
So it's a play for efficiency and worker safety.
Okay.
The total investment is 21 million euros,
Right.
and the projected IRR is 7.8%,
Okay. Clearing that hurdle rate for efficiency.
clearing the hurdle rate.
Okay.
But this is a case where those non-financial benefits like worker safety might sway the committee.
Even if the financial return isn't super high.
Exactly.
Okay, I like that.
Okay, let's take a break from all this expansion and innovation and talk about something a little less glamorous,
Okay.
but equally important,
All right, let's hear it.
the environment.
Okay.
Project 6,
All right.
the effluent water treatment proposal.
So this one's not about making money.
It's not about making money.
It's about doing the right thing.
It's about compliance.
Yeah.
They have 4 years to comply with new environmental regulations regarding wastewater treatment.
Okay.
Failing to do so could result in some hefty fines and damage their reputation.
Nobody wants to be the polluter.
No, they do not.
Okay, so how much is it going to cost to go green?
Leiden estimates that they can install the necessary water treatment equipment at their plants for 6 million euros.
Okay.
It's an investment that won't generate revenue,
Right.
but it's essential for their long-term sustainability,
For sure.
both in terms of environmental compliance and maintaining a positive image.
Makes sense.
Okay, now let's talk expansion.
All right, here we go.
Marco Ponti,
Oh, yeah.
our sales powerhouse, is making his grand entrance.
All right, Mr. Worldwide.
He's really living up to his reputation.
2 proposals.
Not 1, but 2 proposals for conquering new markets.
Okay, lay it on me.
Project 7 outlines his plan for a southward expansion, targeting markets in southern France, Switzerland, Italy, and Spain.
Okay, so he's going south.
He's going south.
Uh,
And Project 8
Uh-huh.
proposes an eastward expansion
Eastward. Okay.
into eastern Germany, Poland, the Czech Republic, Slovakia, and Austria.
Wow. He's practically redrawing the map of Europe.
He is.
So what are the pros and cons of each direction?
So the southward expansion
So,
would tap into markets with higher purchasing power,
okay.
meaning those consumers have more disposable income,
Makes sense.
but they'd also be facing stronger competition.
Right. Those markets are probably already established.
Yes,
Yeah.
and going east would give them access to a larger population.
Okay. More people to sell to.
More people to sell to.
All right.
However, those markets generally have lower purchasing power.
Right.
And there's the added complexity of navigating cultural preferences
Yeah, and different regulations.
and different regulations.
Okay, it sounds like a tough choice.
It is a tough choice, and these expansions won't be cheap.
All right, what's the damage?
Both expansions come with a price tag of 30 million euros.
Each.
So 60 million in total.
Primarily to set up distribution networks in these new territories.
Okay.
But Pawnee believes that the potential rewards outweigh the risk.
Okay, so what are the potential rewards?
His projections for the southward expansion show a whopping 20.3% IRR.
Okay, that is whopping.
And the eastward expansion is estimated at 17.6%.
Still really good.
Both significantly exceed the 9% hurdle rate.
For market extension projects.
Yes, but can they afford to take on both expansions with all that debt?
Right, I can already hear Trudy Lauf saying no.
I know.
Okay.
They have to weigh the potential for growth against the need to manage that financial risk.
It's a tough call.
It is a tough call.
Okay.
Let's pause for a moment
Okay.
and think about what we've seen so far.
Right.
We've got a range of projects,
Yeah.
from practical upgrades
Mhm.
to ambitious expansions.
Mm-hmm.
What's standing out to you in terms of the committee's potential dilemmas? Well, I think they're caught between a rock and a hard place.
Oh, yeah.
They need to please those creditors
Mm-hmm.
and boost that stock price.
Uh-huh.
So those high IRR projects,
Like Ponte's expansions?
and Morin's new product launches,
right. It's tempting.
because they offer the potential for quick wins.
But I'm imagining some committee members
Yeah.
will be hesitant to put all their eggs in the growth basket.
Right, especially
Yeah.
when their core business is struggling to keep pace.
Exactly.
So they also need to invest in strengthening those existing operations.
Yes.
Things like upgrading the truck fleet,
Mm-hmm.
expanding that Nuremberg plant,
Yeah.
and automating those older facilities.
Yeah.
These are essential for staying competitive.
And let's not forget the environmental aspect.
Right.
That water treatment project.
Yeah.
It's not going to generate profits,
No,
but it's crucial
for sure. It's a must-do.
for their long-term sustainability and reputation.
Absolutely.
So it sounds like they need to find a balance between chasing those shiny new opportunities
Right.
and taking care of the fundamentals.
It's short-term thinking versus long-term thinking.
Exactly. With
Okay.
those dilemmas in mind.
Yeah.
Let's tackle our final two projects.
Okay.
Fabienne Morin is back
Cool.
with another new product launch.
Okay.
This time, it's a non-dairy yogurt line,
Oh, interesting.
tapping into the growing demand for plant-based alternatives.
Okay, so she's on trend.
She is,
All right.
consumers are increasingly looking for dairy-free options.
Yeah.
And Euroland could lose market share if they don't jump on this.
Plus, they already know how to make yogurt.
Exactly.
So this seems like a no-brainer.
She is estimating a 27 million euro investment to
Yeah.
get this non-dairy yogurt line up and running.
Right.
But the projected IRR is 19.3%.
Okay.
So another project with potential for high returns.
It's a theme.
It is.
A lot of big upfront investments.
Yes.
I bet that boardroom is getting tense.
I know. Okay.
All right, what's our last one?
Our final contender comes from Nigel Humboldt,
Huh?
the strategic planning guru.
Mr. Big Picture.
And it's a bit of a curveball.
Oh, I love curveballs. Okay, what is it?
He wants to acquire a company.
Acquire a company. Okay.
He wants to acquire a leading private European manufacturer of schnapps.
Schnapps. Okay, that is a curveball.
Located in Munich, Germany.
Wow, okay.
It's a departure from their core business of yogurt, ice cream, and drinks.
Definitely different.
So what's the thinking behind this?
Fill me in.
He believes that the cordials and liqueurs market offers significant growth potential
Okay.
and that it aligns with Euroland's expertise in brand management and distribution.
Okay, so you use their strengths to enter a new market.
Exactly.
That's
It's a way to diversify their portfolio
Mhm.
and tap into new revenue streams.
Okay, I like it, but acquisitions can be tricky.
They can.
And this one sounds expensive.
It is.
How expensive are we talking?
It would cost 25 million euros to acquire the company and another 35 million to renovate facilities and expand distribution.
So 60 million total.
60 million total.
That's a lot of money.
It's a big chunk of their capital budget,
Okay.
but I'm guessing the potential returns are pretty high.
What's the IRR?
He's projecting a 26.5% IRR.
Whoa. Okay, Mr. Humble.
The highest of all the proposals.
Okay, so
Okay.
we've got a very diverse set of projects,
We do.
each with its own set of risks and rewards and strategic implications.
What a fascinating challenge. If
Yeah.
you were sitting on that management committee, how would you approach this decision?
Oh, man, that's tough. It's decision time?
It is. What would you
Oh.
do? If I were handed the reins at Euroland Foods,
Yeah.
what would my investment strategy be?
Mm,
Would I play it safe
right.
and focus on those smaller, less risky projects?
Yeah.
Or would I swing for the fences
Uh-huh.
and go for those high-growth, high-return ventures?
Oh, man, tough choices.
It's a million-euro question.
It is. There's no easy answer.
No.
But let's try to break it down for our listeners.
Okay.
What are the key factors they need to consider?
So first and foremost,
Yeah.
they need to address that debt.
That mountain of debt.
They've got to please those creditors
Right.
and show investors that they're taking steps.
To get those financials under control.
Yes, to improve their financial stability.
Yeah,
That probably means prioritizing projects with strong potential for quick returns.
exactly. They got to think short term here.
But they also can't lose sight of the bigger picture.
Right. You can't just focus on the short term.
They need to think about how these investments
Yeah.
will position Euroland for long-term success.
Will these projects strengthen their core business?
Exactly.
Will they help them adapt to consumer trends?
Yes. Will they open up new avenues for growth?
It's about finding that sweet spot
It is a delicate balancing act.
between short-term wins and long-term sustainability.
So it's tempting to get swept up in the excitement
Oh,
of
yeah.
those high-growth projects.
Like Ponte's expansion
Monty's expansions.
or Morin's non-dairy yogurt line.
Morin's non-dairy yogurt line.
Those have the potential to really shake things up,
I do.
but they also carry more risk.
Yes. What if those expansions don't pan out?
Exactly.
What if consumers aren't as enthusiastic about non-dairy yogurt as Morin predicts?
And those high IRR numbers are just projections.
Right.
The reality could be very different.
It could be.
Maybe it's wiser to focus on those smaller, less glamorous projects
Yeah.
that strengthen their core operations.
Like upgrading the truck fleet,
Right?
expanding that Nuremberg plant,
Mhm.
automating those older facilities.
Yeah, those might not be as exciting,
No.
but they're essential.
Yes. It's like making sure your house has a solid foundation
Mhm.
before you start adding fancy new rooms.
I like that analogy.
And then there's the effluent water treatment project.
Can't forget about that.
You cannot forget.
Not going to boost profits,
Right.
but it's crucial for their reputation and sustainability.
Absolutely.
Sometimes those unglamorous investments are the most important ones.
Yeah.
They're not the stars of the show,
No.
but they're the ones working behind the scenes, making
Yes.
sure everything runs smoothly.
So there's no one-size-fits-all solution.
Nope. It all depends on their risk appetite and their strategic vision.
It makes this case so fascinating.
Sure.
It forces you to think critically about the trade-offs,
Yeah,
weigh the pros and cons, and make a judgment call.
absolutely.
So to wrap things up for our listener,
Okay.
what are some key takeaways?
I think this case really highlights the importance of understanding
Yeah.
your financial situation
Your market position.
and your long-term goals.
Yeah.
You can't chase growth if your core business is crumbling.
Right.
And you can't just obsess over efficiency if you're missing opportunities to innovate.
And we have to remember,
Yeah.
numbers don't tell the whole story.
They come?
You have to consider those different perspectives and priorities.
Absolutely. You got to think about the people involved.
Yes.
And this case also reminds us to think beyond just financial metrics. What about the environmental impact?
Yeah.
What about the social impact?
Exactly. How do these decisions affect employees,
Communities.
the planet?
These all matter.
So for our listener who might be grappling with similar decisions
Yeah.
in their own life or work,
Whether it's about investments,
or just prioritizing their time,
it's not just about picking the option with the highest return.
it's about finding that balance,
Right.
making informed choices that align with your values.
Absolutely.
So that's it.
That's a wrap.
A deep dive into Euroland Foods.
We got to see how complex
Yes.
these strategic investment decisions can be.
And for our listener,
Yeah.
we leave you with this final thought.
Okay, I'm listening.
As you navigate your own choices,
Yeah.
remember that the journey is just as important as the destination.
Well said.